Hustle.
Hey, yo! 7.
Okay. Reef Hustle.
All right, y'all know what it is. It's the Garden of Buildings Majestic. It's the G1 Truth Podcast. I'm out here right now. I'm in the home of hip-hop. I'm out here in the BX. I'm doing it Cedric Avenue style, and I want y'all to peep game. You got a lot of legends in the game, and you got a lot of pioneers, and you got a lot of low-key legends in the game that's pioneering, that's blazing the trail, still keeping it true when it comes to the roots of hip-hop. This is one of those MCs that's coming from the BX. Reef Hustle in the building. Peace to the God.
Okay.
Word. You on Kingsbridge right now, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the legends that came from here. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop in its finest. What's up? Reef Hustle, BX Kingsbridge. For a Reason, an album. You know what I mean? Right now, that's out right now on torchville.com. And fuck with the new project I got called Sneaker Box. But yo, G1, let's get into it, man.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
So before we even get started, I want to start where you at right now, then we're going to go back a little bit so that everybody know who he really is out here.
What you want? Not saying it's the front. I go to River Park, Parker stolen Bentley in the cut. Have a nigga Instagramming with graffiti on the trunk. With an easy download, this is the CD of the month. I made the music of the year. My crew from the century, TBM at Reef Hustle. Nigga mention me, line me with the struggle, line me with the dream. Not that R&B singer, line me with the cream from the Bronx. If you hear me, cause the vibes are with a scheme. Bloomberg credit card to ride the city jeans. How she heated, cause she thinking I'm conceited. I ain't fly cause I fly, should I buy like I'm leaving?
So let's talk about the album that you got right now, and what was it like putting that together?
The album right now that I have, right now that's out, it's called For a Reason. You know what I'm saying? And that album was definitely based on where I come from, Kingsbridge. You know what I'm saying? Kingsbridge, where everybody, you know, we either took the bus or the train, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, the most famous thing is the 4 train, right? So the 4 train goes from here, from
Utica Avenue, Brooklyn, baby.
All the way to Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? And it stops in a lot of famous places in New York City, you know what I'm saying? So I give you my story on For a Reason, the album. I give you my story on what it's about and what Kingsbridge is about. You know what I mean? So that one right now is on torchville.com. It's also on all major platforms as well. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to support, show love, you know what I mean? So, you know, to help my career to continue to move on, you know what I mean? Show love and go to torchville.com, man. You know, and cop it, you know?
Specifically, you know I had to pull up on you because you're doing it a little bit unique, a little bit from different everybody else pushing that project.
Absolutely.
And you definitely rocking, at first I actually thought it was like an NFT joint, but you're rocking like limited edition, vinyl, autograph joint that you're putting out for the public, for people to definitely go out and cop that, which would kind of like immediately make your shit collector's, definitely a collector's item.
Absolutely. So I did that, you know, for a reason. You know what I mean? Like I said, the album is for a reason. I put that out and I did that for a reason because, you know, it's very rare that an artist like me, per se, to drop something because of the things I done been through. You would probably thought I would have been out of here, or I guess, you know, what people might think rich, you know what I'm saying, or, you know, in a big space, you know what I mean? But it's really not about me being rich. It's about me being rich in spirit. It's about me being rich in love and all of that, you know what I'm saying, and my passion with the music. With all of that stuff, then, you know, the money will come. But right now, you know what I mean, me just being the person that I am and the things that I've accomplished in the game, which a lot of people really don't know about, you know, I had to put this album together, you know what I'm saying, and just give those people that real raw hip hop and the elements that I've learned from yesterday all the way up to today, you know what I mean? And that's what I choose to do.
So kind of segueing into something that's kind of, you got to talk about, but it's hard to talk about. We lost a real one when it comes to MCing in the game. This man definitely was a rapper. He was a true MC, and that was Gordo, Fred the Godson. And I kind of got more affiliated with you from listening to Fred and the affiliations, you know what I'm saying? After a while, I particularly like started paying attention to your flow and your style, because one thing that I noticed is that there was such a unique like cohesiveness with your flow between you and Fred. Like, although it had different styles, it still seemed like when y'all spit something together, y'all still kind of bob and weave with each other in the flow, if you know what I mean.
Right, absolutely. So, you know, Fred the Godson, man, for a lot of people who really don't know, and for people who really do know, he's a phenomenal MC, you know what I'm saying? He's a phenomenal writer.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? Me being an underdog all these years, I had no choice really to always just continue to keep sharpening, keep my tools sharp and all of that, you know what I mean? So I watch from people who perform, you know, to people who record, to people who vocally record, and then people who produce-wise, you know what I mean? And sharpening my ears, sharpening my pen, you know, sharpening my performance, you know, sharpening all of that stuff. But dealing with Fred the Godson, you know, we complimented each other. You know what I'm saying? We have, you know, totally different styles. You know what I mean? Because I come from where, you know, we don't bite. You know what I'm saying? We don't bite each other's styles. You know, what we do is we make the best of our style. We master our craft. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, it definitely a great cohesive when we was really rocking together. You know, if you go to Fat Boy Fresh on one of his albums called Fat Boy Fresh, we did a joint called Prisoner's Poetry. You know what I'm saying? And Prisoner's Poetry was just one of them crazy joints where, you know, I always took my thing was to never go the route of, you know, I'ma shoot you, murder you, kill you, bang bang, sell drugs and all of that other stuff. I wanted to take it to the left, because when everybody else is doing that, it's like a needle in a haystack. So I knew personally that I had to drop some conscious stuff, and I had to drop some knowledge and all of that, along with the street shit, where you can really grasp what I do and where I come from. You know what I mean? You can really grasp what I do and where I come from, and you see what I'm about. You know what I mean? Because it ain't all preachy and it ain't all peachy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, me and Fred definitely had a really good cohesiveness when we did rock together. We both learned a lot from each other. You know what I'm saying? He learned a lot from me because, you know, I was in the pros for a long time. You know what I mean? I was in the pros for a long time, so there was a lot of things that he didn't know about that, you know, I kept him abreast to. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, it's just like I said, you know, us having our art and hanging out together, we put all of that together, and it was just, you know, his stuff just elevated, you know what I mean? And so did mine. You know what I mean? I'm also a team player, man. I'm one of the greatest team players you could probably ever have, but so was Yoda. You know what I'm saying? Yoda's one of those guys, you know what I'm saying? So was Jordan, so was Kobe, and so was, you know, a lot of those guys, you know what I mean? So that's definitely, you know, we definitely did have a great cohesiveness, you know, rest in peace, Fred the Godson.
Peace.
And, you know, you will hear more stuff from us, too.
For sure. Going in early on in the game, because a lot of people, because they're so caught up on what they see on TV, and they're using everything from social media to YouTube to try to keep them abreast from everything from current hip-hop to just true hip-hop. A lot of people don't know your early on beginnings, you know, how you got on, and, you know, who was the ones that really said, hey, this guy got something that, you know, the people want to hear. Let's work on that. So let's get into, like, your early beginnings and who you was fucking with and what inspired you early on.
Well, for a lot of people who don't know, you know what I'm saying, I was actually one of Big Pun's artists, I would say. You know what I'm saying? I was one of Big Pun's artists, you know what I'm saying? Before that, you know, I've of course, like everybody else, you know what I'm saying, running the street, you know, rapping, going from block to block, you know, dealing with different crews and stuff like that, and just sharpening my tools, you know, being out here because of the passion and the love, you know what I'm saying? But when I was dealing with Big Pun, you know, I basically got into the pros, man. If it wasn't for Tony Sunshine, you know,
big shout out to Tony Sunshine, Tony D, dope dude.
Yeah, big shout out to the Terror Squad. You know what I'm saying? So me asking Tony Sunshine, you know, when I saw Pun, me asking Tony Sunshine, like, yo, tell your man, give me 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and that's it, I'm out his way. He was like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? And the rest is really history. You know what I mean? When I started rocking, he gave me my 30 seconds. He was like, yo, I'm going to call you tomorrow. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what he did. He was a man of his word. So he called me the next day. And then the following day, I was at his house. You know what I mean? We done spent countless hours just rapping. Me, him, and my man Sunkiss. Shout out to my man Sunkiss. You know, we spent hours and hours rapping. And then he was just like, yo, what you want to do? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what you mean what I want to do? I want to get right. You know what I'm saying? So he was just like, well, I'm about to, you know, excuse me.
Good.
I'm about to handle a couple of things. You know what I mean? Which means he was going away to the farm and everything. And at that time I was working. I was heavily into just working and dealing with family situations. And I was heavily into God. and still heavily into God. You know what I mean? I have a faith. And during that time, you know, I was kind of vowing not to even rap anymore. You know what I mean? But then the day I just met Pun, and I was like, yo, I got to do this. You know what I mean? It was for a reason. You know, it was God divine for me meeting him. You know what I mean?
I was doing a little homework too, and then I came across the fact, like, I'm not sure, I think it was prior to Pun, you was being listened to by, like, I think it was Doo-Wop. And Doo-Wop kind of was like, yo, you got some heat. Let's see where we could take this. And that's something that I admire about the Bronx, is that at least when it comes to hip hop, there is definitely a certain type of unification that people are gonna make sure, like, yo, let's make sure we give the homie a chance to do the come up. And being that Bronx is like the birthplace of hip hop, people make sure that they solidify that type of that unification. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, you know, shout out to Doo-Wop. Shout out to the Bounce Squad. You know, shout out to my man Eddie Press. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for my man Eddie Press, once again, you know what I mean? That was family. He's basically family, you know, straight family. Shout out to my man Eddie Press. Eddie Press was really tight with Doo-Wop. You know what I'm saying? So Eddie Press called me, was like, yo, you know, we gonna do this, you know, hip hop thing. You know what I mean? We're about to do a whole crew. Like, I need you to be down. Like, once you come to the crib. You know what I'm saying? And like, once again, I went to the crib and, you know, did my little thing. And I was a real little guy back then. And I was just basically, you know, just sharpening my tools. But I loved to be on stage. I always used to love to be on stage. And because I had so much showmanship and being on stage and wasn't scared to do nothing, you know, I was just like, I mean, Eddie Press was just like, yo, you know, I want you to rock with us. You know what I'm saying? Doo-Wop was like, yo, I want you to rock with us. And, you know, it was crazy because at that time, Doo-Wop and Kid Capri had like a, you know, a crazy, like a little rap war, rap war, what you want to call it.
Well, you know how it go.
Yeah. You
little battle.
Yeah, a little battle. And all that. Shout out to the two legends. You know what I'm saying? And during that time, like, and I'm from Kingsbridge, and Kid Capri's from Kingsbridge. You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, me personally, you know, I did that because my man Eddie Press, you know, he's family. He's like family. He's like blood to me. And, you know, I just basically wanted to expand, and I wanted to get my name out there. You know what I mean? No malicious intent to my hood, because I love Kid Capri. You know what I'm saying? So, never malicious intent to my hood. And, you know, it was just, you know, it was just something like that. And it's basically, after that, I just started, you know, moving, you know, with the stronger passion. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Before we get into some of the not just the project that you're working on, but all the ones that were done prior, so that people know, you know what I'm saying, the history of Reef, what does it really feel like being an MC? Because each borough got something that they bring to the table of hip-hop.
Right.
Me being from Flatbush, Brooklyn, there's definitely a certain type of vibe that's unique in terms of lyrical and even in terms of production.
Right.
And I get that from the Bronx.
Yeah.
So when you think about the Bronx and MCs and the legends from day one to now, and you're kind of recognized by people in the game like as if you were in that status with them, and you being an MC from the Bronx, what does that do anything for you, or it's like, yo, whatever, I'm just MC out here doing my thing?
For a lot of people who know me, man, I'm just, you know, I'm
does it put a battery on your back?
Not really, man. I really don't put a battery on my back, because me personally, I'm comfortable in my skin. You know what I'm saying? So when a brother tells me that, you know, I'm really humble behind it. You know what I mean? And yeah, I did a lot of stuff, you know, and just me doing a lot of stuff with really basically no real handout. You know what I mean? So I did a lot of things, and I've accomplished a lot of things just from being from this area in Kingsbridge. I accomplished so much that a lot of people really showed a lot of love, and I also show a lot of love back. You know what I mean? So nah, I really wasn't, you know, moved by it. But sometimes I sit back and I'm like, man, yo, you did this and you did that. Yo, you did all of this and you did that, and you know, without a lot of situations you created. You know, so sometimes I'll pat myself on the back when I'm behind closed doors. But other than that, I'm just here to rap. You know, I started doing something with this new project I got called Sneaker Box, and I basically took it to where the younger bros can get a foundation, more of it. You know what I mean? So they can go ask their unc and say, yo, unc, yo, I was listening to this dude, or the unc be like, yo, you need to listen to this cat right here. Get some things from him and then incorporate it with the stuff that you doing.
So where would you say you get your inspiration or where you get your style from? Not to say that's coming from somebody, but
I mean, everybody got that's coming from somebody. You know what I mean? Mine's is man. I'll tell you, you'd be bugging out. It's like Michael Jackson and Prince and like those big artists, Paul McCartney. You know, guys like that. Paul and Oates. You know what I'm saying? Teddy Pendergrass, Barry White, Curtis Mayfield. You know what I'm saying? Going up to New Edition, going up to Joe. I mean, yo, the list can go on, and the list can really go on. Even going up to the new, you know, to the 50s, and you know, to the Dr. Dre's, definitely NWAs, and all those great things. Even going up to the Young Bulls. You know, that's just ill with the rap. You know what I mean? Jay Electronica is retarded. You know, J. Cole and Kendrick and Drake and I like the Baby as well. Like, I think the Baby is dope.
He's dope. Yeah, lyrically, he's dope.
Yeah, he's really dope. The Baby is dope. You know what I'm saying? Lil Baby is dope. So, and the Kid Corday is crazy. You know what I mean? You got my man 38 Special. You got like, he's retarded. You know what I mean? You got my man Emilio Craig. I mean, there's so many people that I'm inspired by. You know what I'm saying? And it's not only just the music; it's the hustle as well.
When people got to take that journey and walk with you through your history of where you place that in hip-hop, where do they need to start from? Like, where do they go when it comes to Reef Hustle, about as far as your projects and what you've done from early on to this point? I
mean, you can go to YouTube, man, and just you know, look up Reef Hustle. You know what I mean? Reef space Hustle. You know what I mean? You can go to YouTube. You can also go to
because there's so many different projects. It's crazy.
Absolutely. You can go to torchville.com. You can also go to the major platforms where you can catch an album I got called War. You can catch an album called I Hustle. You can catch all of these projects, you know, stuff that I did like in the early years as well. You know what I'm saying? But going back to getting my style. So as far as like, I listen to everybody. Once again, like I tell you, like I'm basically Yoda. You know what I mean? Because I think that dudes are really dope. You know what I'm saying? And the people that think is dope, I just study them. You know what I'm saying? And I try to get into what they was thinking about when they did certain things. So when I start, I get into a certain zone and I make my pot of gumbo. When I make my pot of gumbo, I develop my own identity. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it really works with me, and that's how I develop who I am. You know what I mean? And then going back to as far as like platforms and stuff like that, you can catch my stuff on my website, torchville.com. Like I said, if you want to show that love, show love. If not, you want to check me out. You want to study me, you know what I mean? You can even go to my Instagram. My Instagram is Reef Hustle _. You can go to my Facebook, which is Reef Ali, REEFALI. You know what I'm saying? You can go there and you can check me out, bro. I'm like all over the place on the underground, and you know, I'm solid, man. Let's just roll.
Yo, I so appreciate you letting me get you on the pod today and building with you out here. I had to come out. You know I'm Brooklyn bound, but I had to come out to the BX.
Brooklyn, man, New York, man.
You know it's hard for the Brooklyn niggas coming out to the BX. But we out here, baby. So I had to come and rock out with you. I definitely appreciate you dropping that project. And most of all, building with me on this platform, man. So, you know what I'm saying, I can propagate this out to the people. And they know what real hip-hop is really all about, man. So we out here. It's the God Majestic. I got Reef Hustle in the building. You know what I'm saying? I got my cameraman Mo. He out here holding me down. BX is in full effect. Cedric Avenue, what up? Big shout out and rest in peace to all the greats. Fred the Godson. You know what I'm saying? We lost another great one. K Slay, all that. So for those that know who, I'm out here. It's the God Majestic, G12 Podcast, Reef Hustle. Holla at your boy.
Hey, yo, check this out, man. I got a new project that's coming out couple days, May 30th, and it's called Sneaker Box. You know what I'm saying? With me and DJ Spazzo from Hot 97, Lit Digital DJs and all that, the Lean Brothers and everything, you know what I'm saying? Which is featuring my man Boogie Black, Planet Asia.
Planet Asia, super dope.
Yeah, that's my guy. UFO Feed, you know what I'm saying? And we got some action packed, man. Check me out. Torchville.com, you know what I mean?
Already.
Exclusively. Rest in peace, Fred the God. Big Pun forever. You already know what it is. TBM, we be them. Shout out to the Lord Mob. Shout out to Trust Gang. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my peoples out there. The Loyals was shut. Harrisburg was shut. You already know what we doing. 100. Reef Hustle. I'm out.
Told you I'm everywhere. It's Majestic in the building. G12 Podcast. We out.
You're listening to only the best internet station.